Alright, so Dragon's Dogma 2 came out a bit over a week ago, I think 22nd of March. And yeah, I've been playing this like almost non-stop, not really non-stop, but this this game is so good. It's genuinely like one of the most unique games I've ever played. Um, the only way I could describe it is like Skyrim. Uh, like the combat is its own thing, but it's like Skyrim mixed with like the way Yakuza when you're walking around on the street and random thugs just jump you. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Um, but yeah, this game is pretty good. I feel like most of the best parts of this game come from doing side quests and stuff and just walking around. Like a lot of this game's content is just walking around and then things just jump you out of nowhere. It's it's really fun and I'm not I don't know why every single encounter feels different even though it's almost the same stuff every time in just different situations. But yeah, I want to talk about the what this game doesn't do good first. And I think no, I'm not going to talk about the microtransactions because in my opinion the microtransactions were not a big deal. I don't know why everyone was complaining about it. It really was not that bad. Like from the beginning, I feel like it was just people who either didn't have the game or just needed reason to complain about nothing. Like it's not all the stuff you can get in game. I would show you, but it's all the way back in town. Everything you can get, you earn like naturally in game anyway. I feel like it's just for people who want to buy the stuff or just don't want to grind for it. Like I think the main one that I can think of is the Book of Metamorphosis, I think, to change the way you edit your character. It's really not that expensive. Like in the top right, I have 1,600 I think it's rune credits. They don't take like I haven't done anything to earn them. You just get them naturally throughout the game just by playing. So like it's not the microtransactions is not a big issue, and I think people just complain about that for no reason. But there are some. I don't think this game has any like big issues apart from the 30 FPS. The 30 FPS, it's usually not noticeable. Like in games like Bloodborne, 30 FPS is really not that bad. Like you don't really notice it. In this game, it's really noticeable. Especially like I'm playing as a mage. When there's a lot of stuff on screen, it will dip down to like 10 FPS. Like it will look really bad at times. But I do think it's a good looking game. It's just held back by its 30 FPS. And another thing, I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but I feel like the way this loot system is handled, I wish they handled it like the way Elden Ring did it, where at the end of like every single cave and every boss fight, it would give you like a unique weapon, or at least like a cool weapon. I don't feel like I've got anything good at all from a cave. All the loot I feel like I've got from this game is from just buying it from the store, and I feel like that's what you'll do most of the time because on top of that, I feel like another thing, money doesn't have. This isn't like a complaint, but money has like no use apart from buying gear, and then once you bought your gear, like you just never need it again. It's really not that important. So if you wanna like, like I don't think grinding for money is a need. I don't think you really have to grind for a lot in this game, to be honest. Um, Apart from maybe the vocation stuff here, but I don't think you'll like level up pretty naturally. So and then on top of that, I think there's more than this. There's more vocations than this. I think that I'm missing like two. Um, but the vocation stuff is really cool because you can just change it wherever, and it really doesn't like you don't have to stick to one if you don't want to. Because get again, you can just buy the gear from the store, and money's like I have 50k, and I just bought like this whole new armor set when I got to a new area, which is also pretty cool. And then another thing, I don't know what it is. This open world is cool, but I don't think it's like that crazy. I don't think it's one of the best open worlds ever. I feel like again, Elden Ring did it better. There's other games that also like did this open world better. I just feel like the way you get encounters in the open world is better than almost every other game. And I think that's where this like the best part of this game comes from. Again, it's just like walking around and then just fighting random things all the time. I should have taken this one path because there's like this one path where just constantly you were just getting jumped by enemies, and that's like the whole fun of this game, in my opinion, is just walking around and then fighting these enemies randomly. Like this will always happen. This is like basically the whole game. There's a lot of other stuff in this game. I feel like the main story is okay. The story is really good in my opinion, even though I don't think people are talking about it enough. Like I think the story is really interesting, but the main stuff is the side quests. Like I don't know what I have left in the side quests. Um, but there are quite a lot, and they're like really interesting ones at times. Uh, like the one I just did a side quest. I don't think it's that much of a spoiler, but it's like you help this abbess. So like at the hospital, you help this abbess, and then she turns out to be evil, and then you have to take her down and put her in jail. That side quest was extremely long, but it's really interesting, and they're like all the side quests are like this. You get random people come up to you, and that's kind of where it's like Skyrim, because it's really not like Skyrim in any other way apart from its quests and like the random activities and stuff. Like that's really it. And then the combat is really good as well. I like the combat, even though I don't know. It's just it is really good at times, but I feel like when you're weak, it's just extremely annoying to deal with. It just feels like you don't do enough damage, and obviously because you're weak, but you know, it can feel a bit weird at times, especially because if you don't have pawns on you, fighting solo is like it's horrible. It's really weird. Um, and on top of that, I feel like a lot of this game's combat, if you're playing as a mage like me, a lot of it is just doing elemental damage and then countering an enemy's weakness. If this enemy doesn't have a weakness to elemental, it like your magic is basically useless. Like this Saurian here, like this is why I came down here. I don't know what elemental weakness he has. I think it's cold, but even cold doesn't do any damage to it. I'm doing a lot of damage to it now because I'm a lot higher level than these guys, but that's really it. Um, the open world as well. Like I think I don't know if I said it, but there's I don't think there's that much to do. I don't think there's like a lot to explore. Like I feel like most of the areas do look the same at times, and then the caves, they're not like it's fun to go through, but it's at the same time there's like no reward at the end because again like there's not really that much like special stuff at the end of the caves that will make you want to go through it. Like again, Elden Ring would, when there's like cool weapons at the end or unique weapons that you might be able to use. I don't know how they would implement it into this type of game though, because there's 8 vocations, but I don't know, I think more than that. But I feel like they could have done it somehow. I don't know. They could have definitely handled it somehow because I don't really understand the loot system. Yeah, I don't really understand why they did the loot system this way when it is a like an open world game like this where you're supposed to explore, because there's like no good stuff at the end of the caves. Just kind of going on about that, but yeah, apart from that, this game is really good. Like again, look, you can just see from the whole video, I've just been walking around and I've been constantly getting attacked by enemies, which it sounds bad, but it's really fun. I'm not sure why. It really makes every journey like feel different, and you're not just like walking places on like a horseback or just walking there, no enemies jumping you. It really makes you feel like you had to like fight your way through absolutely everything just to get where you are. Because like this is just this path. You will have to take this path to get to a village, and also right there, you kind of saw like when I was casting spells, the FPS went down a lot. There's also a lot of like bosses on the way, which is pretty fun, and that's really it. Like I think this game is I think the 30 FPS is just holding this back, and like a couple other things holding this back from being like one of the greatest games of all time. This definitely could have been if they just did a couple things differently. Because this game is really good. Like I'd recommend playing it if you haven't already. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. All right.